when Kendra was bringing out the chest. You did notice that the professor's library was quite extensive. So that is also a place where you can research certain topics as well.
Where should we start?
Is there
Anybody have
any
preference?
talk about this Whispering Way that like a knowledge religion would kick off? That's like my only knowledge, so I'm just wondering if do I know anything about the stuff we've been talking about that I might know through something else that I have?
Yeah. Roll it. Nothing more than you already know.
Sounds good.
Lonely Sword, on the other hand, in addition to them being a sinister organization that's been active for thousands of years, you know that the agents of the Whispering Way often seek alliances with undead creatures or are themselves undead. Um, you know that the Whispering Way's most notorious member, who was known as the Whispering Tyrant, um, you know that the society existed for much longer than even that mighty necromancer. It is a very old organization. And that's what you know about the Whispering Way.
All right.
Do you share that Lonely Sword?
Yes, of course.
I guess
You can pretty much assume I always share knowledges.
Just checking.
I guess while they're looking at stuff in the Whispering Way and we're trying to break the code, I'm going to see if there's anything on Hero Stone in the professor's library.
We're doing this after dinner, right?
That was my impression.
Because if we want to speak with those at the Church of Pharasma, I don't mind going and seeing if they'll share any information with me or if we can garner any help there.
Seems like a good idea for you religious types.
Okay, and let's say it's it's probably about 6 in the evening.
Do we want to spend the night just trying to gather information that we can?
Sure. Why not?
Personally, I don't really want to go venture to a haunted prison
At
at
night?
night. Yeah.
I agree.
Chickens.
We have a few other things to do
Nope.
first, anyways.
The sun is a tool. Use it wisely.
Although nighttime might be the best time to dig through a crypt in the graveyard if we don't want the townsfolk to see us.
This crypt, isn't it? Isn't it for? Oh well, I wasn't. What crypt?
Because that was
You
I closed
spilled
his
the
journal,
beans
so
to the paladin.
I meant it's probably the best time to go vanquish the great evil that lives in a crypt in the graveyard.
So, where are we heading?
I think we should do research for the time being. Let's find out what we can about code. Let's find out what we can about Harrowstone and the Whispering Way, and then tomorrow we can look into the crypt.
All right. I'll poke around the professor's library to see if I can learn anything about Harrowstone.
Okay. And what are the rest of you going to do?
I'm gonna head to the church then tonight.
I'm busy deciphering the code.
Okay. And who's going to the church? Who was going to go to the church?
Oh, that's me, Villager. I thought if you were asking anyone else was coming
Oh.
with me.
And okay, you arrive at the Church of Pharasma, which is pull up my map. The Temple of Pharasma is number E on the map.
Do I have to make a religion roll to observe basic, like their basics system of, like making the sign of the cross before, when you walk past certain like the when you walk into the church, stuff like that?
Basic protocol.
Yeah, basic protocol. Thank you.
No. It's a common enough church that you're bound to have experienced before.
They accept that you're heathens.
Yeah, if it was Von Cthulhu or whatever, that would be a different story.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I'll expect. I'll do basic reverence, according to their doctrine, and what's going on when I get there? Are they in service? Is it quiet? Do I have to knock to get in? So?
No, the doors are open, and find them. That was E. The doors are open, and when you walk in, one of the acolytes come over and says, "Hi, how can I help you? Welcome to our temple."
Oh, well, real quick, the priest who presided over the professors,
Father Grimborough.
is he a Pharasman priest? Is he from this church?
Yes, he is from this church.
Good evening. I address him by whatever term would apply, brother, acolyte.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Do you come for prayer?
Well, I will be here. I will have my prayer to say. I'm coming searching for news of the late professor's passing. I imagine you would have attended to the body.
Yes, I did. Who are you?
I am an old friend of his. We were there at his funeral. We met with Father Grimborough.
Then it's probably best if you discuss this matter with Father Grimborough. If you will wait, right here, I will go retrieve him.
Many thanks.
And he saunters off, and a minute or two later, you see the father walking in, and uh, he recognizes you and says, "Hi, what can I do for you?"
Good evening. I hope to come at a late evening only so that I didn't interfere with church services.
That is perfectly okay, my son. You are welcome at any time.
When the professor passed, there seemed to be quite a stir, and I can only imagine a stir at his passing was a stir while he was still present in the town. he mentions some things some troubles in the area. Is there anything you could tell us? We worry for his daughter's well-being.
Um, the professor, I don't want to say he was disliked in the area as much as people were afraid of the professor. I do not know personally what the professor researched, but a lot of people think that it was dark, and there's even rumors that he was a necromancer.
I knew him to be a good man, and I'm not here to seek out rumor.
Oh, I too knew the professor as a good man, and what I am relating to you is just rumors and my observations of how the town feels. But he was involved with some dark research that weighed heavy on him.
I think he was worried about something that happened the night of the fire. I believe in a place called Harrowstone.
Oh, the prison. Just for out of character for reference, we're talking about a fire that was like 50 to 100 years ago.
Okay.
And
I'm only going off of what's in his journal, where it just says the night of the fire. So, I'm like, that'll be news to me. But
uh, I don't know what he was talking about, but if he hadn't been at the prison, he would still be alive today.
that might be true. But then again, it might not. See, the cause of his death doesn't necessarily have to be location necessary, although it does appear to be so.
Oh, I was there. I helped pull him out underneath the stone gargoyle.
I understand that a gargoyle fell on his head.
Yes.
But considering it wasn't a monster that's a gargoyle, I don't suppose it jumped of its own accord.
Well, from what we could tell, part of the wall collapsed, and it's a damaged building that's very old.
And
And
if the floor or ceiling had collapsed, that'd have made more sense. However, that's not what I'm here to discuss.
oh, then what are you here to discuss, my son?
I want to know if you have the names of those who died that night. The night of the fire that was at Harrowstone. Do you have the records?
That was such a long time ago.
I understand I'm asking a great deal of you.
We may have. It would take some time to see if we still have those records.
Could I perhaps help an acolyte in his search for those records?
Our men are skilled enough to find them. While we're looking, the town hall would probably be, I'm sure we got a list of the names of the dead somewhere. But, if you're wanting more complete information on Harrowstone, the town hall is probably the best place.
Is there something I could do or offer so that I could have the list from you? The town hall is one thing, but you are worshippers of Pharasma, and I would trust you a great deal more.
Oh, well, thank you, my son. You know, donations are always welcome, but I can't guarantee that we still have those records. That was a long time ago.
Guarantees are not a part of life, only striving. So I give him 10 gold.
Thank you, my son. If you will check back with me in a few days, I will have the acolytes search the records.
I thank you.
No, thank you. Come again.
Can't do that too many times.
Okay.
And the other thing I'm gonna do on the instead of heading right back, I'm actually gonna go to a tavern and have a few drinks and just listen to what people have to say. But I'm not gonna engage too much in talk about the professor's passing. I'm just gonna, you know, try to fit in more.
Listen to rumors and so forth.
Talk
Yeah.
to the guards, people who are more martial. I don't want to intimidate anyone. I'm probably bigger than the average guy over here. So
And let's see. That is farm. Okay. K on the map is the outward inn. Oh, let's see. That'll be a bar.
I'm sorry. A K on the map. K. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. A K is a combination bar / bed and breakfast. The upstairs is rooms for rent, and downstairs is you can see as you walk in, there's music playing. There's a few people sitting around at the table. The barkeep hollers and says, "Hi, what would you like?"
Ale.
Okay. She sends you. She brings you over an ale, and we'll come back to you.
Sounds good.
You can drink your beer and listen to rumors. Okay, researching in the professor's library. Would you like to roll a Arcana or Religion? Or both?
Who, Kristoff?
You're in the library, correct?
Yeah, just trying to learn what I can about Harrowstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm sorry. I thought you were. You're not finding much about you don't find anything really helpful about Harrowstone itself. However, you do notice that a lot of the research materials and so forth in the library seem to be geared um, toward cults and evil groups and organizations. And you learn something you didn't know about the Whispering Way. Um, the Whispering Way itself is a series of philosophies that can only be transferred via whispers. The prophecies are never written or spoken of loudly. And it kind of makes determining the exact goals and the natures of these philosophies difficult for outsiders to learn much about. You find one of the professor's notes written down in one of the manuals.
Okay. I'll copy
Okay.
down the note and share it out next time we're all together.
Not a problem. And Darius, what are you doing?
I'm furiously deciphering the code of the that book that we broke into. That someone broke into. The Manual of the Order of Appellant and I.
Okay, you'll need a few more hours of that.
Yep.
And Lonely Sword?
I'm sleeping. Afternoon nap.
After dinner nap. You're not going to be able to sleep tonight. It's your own fault.
Thankfully, this isn't real life. Otherwise, that would be true.
No kidding. Okay, let's go back to the bar. And you're drinking your beer, just listening to people. Oh, come on. Where'd the rumors go? Are you trying to talk to anyone?
Sorry. Yeah. I'll talk to people. Like I said, I try to keep it friendly. I was born in Ustalov, but I spent some time in Magnamar, so I'll talk a little bit about, monuments there and traveling and whatnot, and try to keep it lighthearted. But ask people, about what they do. I try to get in to know them first.
Not a problem. And I was wrong. You are actually at the Laughing Demon. Which is
Where else would I go?
which is number C on the map.
Right next to the water. A good way to dispose of my body.
Absolutely. You strike up conversation with people. For the most part, they're friendly. Maybe a little suspicious towards you. After all, you are an outsider, and
Friends of a necromancer.
yeah, pretty much. And through
I'm friendly though. I'm hoping I can get by it.
and you can hear some people, you know, a couple of parties are, talking about the day's events and how Gibbs, that fool, tried to interrupt the professor's funeral and so forth. And um, you know, the professor shouldn't have been at Harrowstone anyway. That place is haunted It's dangerous. Why was he there? He shouldn't have been there.
That's from the people that those guys are there.
Yeah.
You know, I
Uh,
wish he wasn't there either.
yeah, you know, it just
Perhaps he
doesn't.
was trying to protect you from something dangerous that maybe lurks in Harrowstone. I don't know because sadly enough, I can't talk to him now.
Well, you know, I don't know if he was trying to protect us or what, but uh, there's reasons to. If you visit Harrowstone, you know, um, near sundown, uh, they say you can hear the ghost of the warden's wife just wailing and sobbing from somewhere within the ruins. You know, uh,
And
she.
perhaps the professor was trying to put her to rest. That's the man I knew, at least.
I don't know, but I know she's there. She haunts the prison, and you know she's forever mourning her husband.
Then giving her peace would be quite a feat, one worthy of note as opposed to fear.
I agree. It was a tragedy. Um, what happened to Professor? How long have you known the Professor?
I met him when I was a boy. He gave me some good advice. Turned my life around.
That's great. And they, you know, they just continue drinking and so forth, and you know, the
I'll ask them
conversation.
like strange, do you get a lot of problems from strangers here?
Um, no, not really. Uh, we're just like any other town. We take care of our own, and we look out cautiously on those who aren't our own.
Thanks, Darius. Well, let's have a few drinks in memory.
Here, here.
So I keep it lighthearted and eventually I don't let it get too late before I go back and I don't have too much to drink.
Okay. Uh, you make it back to the Lorimore Manor.
When I get back, if Kendra's still awake, I want to ask her about that wife, the warden's wife.
Yeah, you find her in the sitting room, and you know, she didn't know the woman. All she knows is, uh, strangely, that she was in the prison when the fire happened, and it killed her.
All right, so interesting. Who went to the study? Who went to the library again?
I did.
Christoph?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop by the library and tell and give you that piece of information. I'll be like, they said something about that I was talking to some of the locals and they said that the warden's wife supposedly still haunts Harrowstone. I don't know if the professor has anything in the books you've been reading. I don't know if that'll help you find anything of import.
I don't think I found much of anything about Harrowstone. I think it's looking like we have to go to town hall for anything significant about Harrowstone.
Understood. I did stop by the church. They're hopefully going to help me find some of the names of those who passed at that fire.
All right, so it sounds like we are waiting on the church and seeing if our code can be broken at all.
I mean, we can still go to town hall in the morning.
I don't have a great feeling from that town councilman that they're going to be super cooperative, but it can't hurt to ask.
Maybe we should not ask the councilman. Perhaps someone else might be more willing to help us.
Yeah, chances are when you go to town hall, you're going to encounter clerks and not big politicians.
Fair enough. All right, so it sounds like that's our task for tomorrow then. Is there anything else we needed to accomplish this night?
I can't think of anything. I'm off to bed.
All right, I guess I will also retire then.
Okay.
I'm just gonna check on Kendra before I go to sleep. See, if, you know, I don't know how if she's the kind of person who wants to talk about anything. If not, you know,
She appreciates your offer and um bids you a good night that, she's off to bed as well. And you all turn in for the night.
Darius, we should kick his door down. Is what we should do.
Okay. The night passes uneventfully. And the next morning, Kendra has provided you with a really nice breakfast.
This is a life we should consider moving in.
We've succeeded. We're gonna retire like this.
Game over.
Oh, Bill Paxton.
And all of a sudden, there is a hard knocking at the door. And
Is it rapping at our chamber door?
it is rapping at the front door.
I'll get up and go down.
And you can see through the glass on the door that it's the councilman. And he looks very excited.
Well, I don't know if I should be answering her door for her.
That Kendra shows up behind you and says, wonder what he wants. And go ahead and let him in.
All right, I'll put my dagger back in the sheath and open the door.
And he comes in and, being the fat politician he is, he's huffing and puffing and so forth, and takes a minute to get his breath. And give me just 1 second. And he's like, Kendra, I'm sorry that to interrupt on you like this, and but I have an urgent matter, and a few seconds later, there is another knock on the door, and he's like, "Oh, that will be the sheriff," and he motions for you to open the door, and the sheriff walks in, and he
Is the
not.
whole group here with us?
I think I'm still upstairs.
It
He
depends on whether I'm done translating it.
um
Well, this is the middle of the night, so you guys were probably sleeping.
Yeah.
no, actually, we fast forward to morning.
We did?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You had breakfast. You had an uneventful night.
Oh, right. You mentioned breakfast.
I completely missed that. I thought this bang was in the middle of the morning. Or middle of the night.
So anyway, the sheriff comes in, and he nods to Kendra and says, "Ma'am, terribly sorry to bother you, but I need to ask your guest a few questions." And
Very well. What would you like to know, sir?
well, can you get the rest of you down here, please?
Oh, I'll go call the others.
All right, I'll come down.
All
What?
right,
I'm
kids,
busy.
the law's here. Get down here. What do you do now?
Come back later. I'm reading.
I don't think the sheriff will take "I'm reading" as a appropriate response.
All right. Garrus will come down grumbling.
Don't make me come get you, boy.
Oh, it's that kind of sheriff.
I want to talk to you. Get down here. And he's like, where were you boys last night?
I spent the night with the lady here.
You
we
what?
all shoot him looks.
Been pulling a
What?
train, huh? Bad joke. Never mind.
Inappropriate.
Uh,
Well,
you,
I was with her all day yesterday, and we slept here last night.
none of you left the house?
No.
It was him. It was him, the paladin. It was him.
Yeah, the evil paladin.
I forget I'm talking to myself. All right. I say I was at the Church of Pharasma. I met with Father Grimburrows, and then I was at the Laughing Demon.
What time of night are we talking about here, by the way?
Sometime between 1 a.m. and this morning.
Oh, I was well in bed before 8. About 8.
We were all asleep.
Early to bed, early to rise,
He looks over at Kendra and says, can you vouch for him? And she's like, oh, yes, Benjam. He was here. Everyone was here when they said they were. And he's like, well, I'm sorry to disturb you guys, but like I said, there was a little problem last night, and, well, you all are the newcomers.
What sort of problem?
It seems like we had a little bit of graffiti.
This seems like a disproportionate reaction for graffiti. Does the
Well,
city councilman always get involved with graffiti?
You are, well, let me tell you what it was first, and then you tell me if I should be involved or not. Oh, Johnny was out by the Harrow Stone Memorial, and someone has written the letter V on the memorial in blood.
Do you know what
Does
kind
the
of blood?
letter V hold any significance around here?
I'm going to draw on my vast knowledge of people who wear masks, and I'm going to say, it's Vendetta.
Is it November?
No, it doesn't mean anything, but you know, they used a dead rat in order to write the letter on the memorial.
I'm still waiting for the amazing earth-shattering news that's going to require you to come up here and question us.
Sounds like some gross children.
It's a small town. He doesn't have much to do.
You know, what happened at that prison was a tragedy that affected this entire region. And I doubt very seriously that any of the local townspeople would disrespect the dead like that. That is why we're here talking to you.
How about
Sir,
that
we were
group
at
that intervened in the professor's funeral yesterday? They didn't seem to care so much about disrespecting the dead.
Oh no, but I gave them boys a fine talking to, and they won't be bothering you anymore.
Yes, but it does go to say that somebody didn't mind disrespecting the dead, and they were townsfolk.
There's a difference between someone who's rumored to be a necromancer and the fine folks that died out at the prison that day.
I don't doubt those folks were quite fine.
Weren't some of them probably, prisoners? Or does the memorial not include them?
Why would the memorial include murderers and thieves and worse? And he's like, enough of this. You boys have an alibi. Ma'am, once again, sorry to intrude. Hope you have a good morning. And the sheriff steps out and starts to leave the manor.
Sheriff, if we could have a moment of your time. Is the councilman leaving first, or does the sheriff leave first? Actually.
The sheriff left first, and the councilman is really being apologetic to Kendra. You know, I'm sorry, Kendra. This was his idea. You know how he can be. And the sheriff turns around and says, "What do you want?"
If we I just wanted to know where your office was, or where to be able to reach you, in case we come across anything that we could possibly call on your help for.
You can find me at the Raven Grove Jail, which is eye on the map.
Thank you, Sheriff.
He mumbles something and turns around and walks away. And back in the house, the councilman's still being apologetic and blaming the sheriff, and it's nothing personal. They're just newcomers, and he's suspicious. And
Maybe you could make it up to us by allowing us access to your records. We were interested in some official tally of who might have died the night of the Harrowstone fire.
Why in the world would you want that?
Oh, curiosity. I'm a scholar from the University of Lipstadt. It was, just something I was interested in for research.
Well, I tell you what I can do. Let me see. There we go. You go see Betty Lou down at the town hall and tell her I said to let you have access to whatever records we still have on Harrowstone.
Thank you, sir. It's greatly appreciated.
And give me just a second to make a note here. Okay. And the councilman, once again, he's just falling all over himself, apologizing to Kendra, especially the day after her father's funeral. And he's terribly sorry. And, like any politician, he's talking and backing out the door as he's talking just to get away from there. And he makes it to the door and he shuts, and you just see him walking off in the distance.
So town hall, then the memorial.
Is that okay with the rest of you?
What?
Depends on
Who?
whether I finished breaking the code. If I haven't done that, I will stay at the house for the time being.
Throw your linguistics. No, you have not broken the code yet.
All right.
Darius, why don't you come with us? There may be something still for you to look at in the town hall. If you don't want to come to the memorial, I understand.
But my books, fine.
There'll be books there.
There'll be records. It's not the same.
Understood, but still, you're better at researching, I'm sure, than I am.
He'll grab his pack and join the rest of them.
Okay, so somebody's going with you all, and
Just a question. Everyone is human? That I can tell?
I am.
I don't know. Make a local check on me.
Okay, the mask I'll just guess.
You'll have to guess what I am.
okay, so everybody's going to town hall.
Yep.
Sure, let's go.
Okay.
Let us
Town-
find Betty Lou.
Town hall is number D on the map. Right around the town circle.
I keep it friendly on the walk up. Say good morning to people as we head over.
You find that most people that you're encountering on the street are being polite. And, acknowledging you back and wishing you a good morning and so forth. And you come to town hall, and it in the classic small town style. This building is an all-purpose facility for virtually everything, including council meetings, wedding receptions, and if it rains, even the annual cook-off. Then you find the records department, and this fairly attractive brunette is behind the counter. And when you enter, she looks up and says, "Hello."
Good morning, Mrs. Betty Lou. Councilman told us that you would be able to help us. What was it, Darius?
He was supposed to leave word with you that he's given us permission to look over the records, the old records regarding Harrowstone.
That's right.
Yeah, I can let you have access to that. And is it by Tiger? How do you say that again?
Vidiger.
Vidiger. Vidiger, she's looking at you, and you can tell that she's kind of, I don't know, she's giving you the once over.
It's not Vidiger's first time getting that look.
But yeah, I can give you access, and she takes you to a small room, which is just stacked with, records and boxes of records. And she's like, the records that we have in Harrowstone would be right here, and she shows you, 5 to 10 boxes full of 100-year-old paperwork.
What do you think would be the best box to start with?
I wouldn't have the faintest idea. I don't think I've ever looked at those records.
Has anyone looked at those records in a while?
Just the professor. May he rest in peace.
Oh. And he looked at all of them.
I don't know. I know he was in here for, several occasions, anywhere from 5 to 6 hours at a time.
And I'm going to shoot a glare at Vidiger because he's torn me away from my books to spend 5 to 6 hours in a dusty room with a bunch of papers. Moldy, rotting papers, no doubt.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Betty Lou. We appreciate your help immensely.
Well, you just call on me if you need anything, sugar.
Absolutely. Besides, are there any sweets around here? We're going to be starving. I will stay and help you, Darius. I'm just saying that I'm not the best at this. I won't leave you alone to this dreary task. Come, let's sift through old files.
Lonely
Alright.
Sword, what do you want to do?
I'll just walk around with the others. Or wait for them to be done.
He's gonna stand around looking menacing.
Okay.
Well, as far as they can tell, anyways, from my eyes.
Let's say you make it through half the records at this point in time, and it's about 3.5 hours later. Would you like to make a history or local?
I don't actually have either of them.
Neither.
I think Christoph's with us. He has local.
I don't think he's back yet. Let's see.
I'm back.
Welcome back. And besides, there are words on there, so you know, just look around. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for any name with the letter V. So I will keep my plan simple.
Okay. With Christoph's wonderful knowledge local roll, he credited. um, you're learning a lot about Harrowstone. You find out that it housed initially it only housed local criminals, but as the prison's fame spread, uh, other counties and distant lands began to have more dangerous criminals housed within the prison walls. Uh, at the time of the Great Harrowstone Fire, the number of particularly violent or dangerous criminals imprisoned within the dungeons was at an all-time high. Um, there were five the five most notorious prisoners in Harrowstone at the time of the fire were Father Charlatan, the Lopper, the Mosswater Marauder, the Piper of Illmarsh, and the Splatterman.
Did they
None of them
have
start
like?
with the letter V.
Yeah. Did they have actual names, or or did they actually go by those names?
Give me just a second. I'm gonna put them all down for you. At this time, the paperwork that you're finding, uh, it's like newspaper clippings and so forth from the local tabloid. Um, it would take more research to actually identify who these five people are. And that's what you learn at your first 4 hours of town hall.
I made a note of those names, and I made it public so everyone can see that. Is that cool if I do that?
Yeah. Please feel free to take notes.
I'm learning.
And guys, I need to go AFK for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Thanks.
It was the Lopper, right? Hooper. So does everyone here play a lot or GM anything?
Yeah, I play 5 nights a week.
Nice. I think Winter was saying that you can play while you're at work. That's awesome.
Yeah. Right now I have this game Monday. I have a game Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and 2 on Saturday.
This is like my game day. I run a game in the morning and then now I play at night.
I'm GMing 2 other campaigns, but they're only monthly.
I hope we get to kill something soon.
Sorry, guys. I had a Red Bull earlier and it just hit me. Okay. So that's what you can learn during the first bit of research at the town hall. Do you want to spend some more time there? You want to go somewhere else?
Well, I'd like to. Everyone agreed that we would stop by the monument, the memorial. I'm sorry. How long did that take us?
4
Uh,
hours.
Yeah. You're looking
Okay.
at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Now's a good time. We'll take a break. We'll take a walk. We'll go look at this memorial. How far away is the memorial?
The memorial is on the map, so it's not too far from Kendra's house.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, it's by the water? Okay. Interesting. Darius, did you want to go back to Kendra's house?
On the map. I will stop by the monument too, since before I head back and get to reading again.
Off to investigate the memorial. Hi ho. Hi ho.
Sounds good.
So off to town we go.
I wasn't like fully armed going to there, but I'm gonna stop by Kendra's and get my stuff.
Okay.
Grab a little bite for everyone to walk down to the memorial.
Not a problem. Kendra kind of expected you to be home for lunch and had sandwiches made and. Okay.
My
As you
dear, are you single? You should get married to me.
as you get close to the river and so forth, you see this distinctive landmark. It's 25 foot tall. It's a moss-covered stone statue that overlooks the river. The statue depicts a proud, muscular human man dressed in leathers and wielding a truncheon. It's kind of a depiction of the warden who died. Um, there's a total of 25 names chiseled into the stone's base. And you notice the warden's wife, Warden Hawkran, and you see that the warden's wife's name is Vesarona Hawkran. Phew, I'm tongue-tied tonight. And at the base of it, you can see this dead rat, and there is this big V marked in blood on the side of it.
Villager kind of smacks his head that they came all the way to yell at us and no one cleaned it up. Ah, well, someone should. I'm gonna get some water and wipe the blood off.
I can cast Create Water.
There's a river right next to us, but you know, just saying.
I mean, if you want to go haul water instead of me whispering a couple words and flipping my fingers around.
Okay.
Some people just like to do stuff the hard way, I guess.
So we wash it off. Any other names stand out besides the warden and his wife?
Okay, his wife's name starts with a V.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I'm gonna the only thing that was left that was touched and used in this, I'm gonna detect evil
I'll use Detect Magic.
on the rat.
I hope that's not an exploding rune you're waving off.
There's a way to go early.
Oh, shit, I was muted. Now you know why they call me Wintermute. It took a year before someone come up with that.
I thought you were a girl. It's a girl name, Wintermute.
I've got it. William Gibson writes cyberpunk novels, and it was the name of one of two artificially intelligent computers. Wintermute was personality and so forth, and his twin was neuromancer, dealt with memories and so forth. And the two strive to become more intelligent than what they could be individually. And they ended up combining and becoming the Matrix.
Very nice.
Yeah. You managed to get the blood off. None of the other names are particularly standing out to you. I will let you take note of the 25 names so you can compare them against other records. You do notice, with the exception of the wife's name, all of them listed are guards.
Okay. What do we want to do from here? Clearly the V is, well, it could only point to this Veseriana.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to point to anything yet. It could be, chances are someone in town has a V name too. Maybe, they were signing their work. Could be something totally unrelated. Definitely we should keep that in mind given the tales of a ghost, but I wouldn't get, totally fixated on the idea that the two are related yet.
I don't mean that a ghost did it. I'm just saying that that's what they were trying to allude to, whoever did this, to follow up that, probably to enhance that rumor.
Possibly.
Like I said, it seems that is a game children would do, stories of ghosts and whatnot. But I guess we can go back to Kendra's, or I mean, how far away is Harrowstone? I mean, I do wish to see where this wall fell over.
I don't think we want to go to Harrowstone yet. I think there's something else that we want to take care of before that. You don't need to know about it.
Fair enough. Need to know about what?
Nothing at all.
The great evil in the graveyard that needs to be vanquished.
That's right. There's evil in the graveyard. Gotta take care of the evil.
If there's evil in the graveyard, why don't we go to the graveyard then?
We can do that.
Isn't it still like middle of the afternoon?
Yes, it is.
I feel like that's maybe a nocturnal activity.
Why? If there's evil in the graveyard, now is a good time.
It only comes out at night.
And besides, even if there's evil in the graveyard, generally people don't like it when you have to go trouncing around, the resting place of the dead. But there might be innocents around there. We don't want them to get involved accidentally. Best to take care of it after hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
do we want to finish up any last research and then we can go check out the graveyard?
I'm good.
Well,
Let's go.
I'll go back and research my book until it's time to get graveyard.
I'm gonna walk through town and get a better lay of it.
Okay. Who's going where?
Sounds like we're just killing 5 or 6 hours.
Okay. Jeez, I didn't mean to move everyone. Okay. And then everyone else is going up to town. Get rid of that stupid P.
Well, Darius, you're going back to the house, aren't you?
Until it's time to hit the graveyard, yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry, I put the wrong one. Darius is researching. Okay.
Cor-
I still haven't put voices with tokens yet. Okay. Right down at the crossroads, coming from the memorial. Anywhere you see a B, that is a posting pole, and it's generally where they put up public messages, and you will see several of them around town. It's the local tabloid talking about politics, help wanted ads for sale crap. And you're all walking around town. You see a forge. You see a money lender. G on the map is the forge. J is the money lender. K is the local bed and breakfast. F is the general store. I is the jail, and H is the apothecary.
User in your channel timed out.
And Lonely Sword, as you get near the inn, out front, just provides an atmosphere for the town. There is a small group of musicians playing. And, it's nice little music and so forth. And you continue walking around town. Is there anywhere special anyone wants to go? Or just killing time altogether?
Mostly killing time altogether, and like I said, just getting a better idea of what's around.
Okay. You're looking around, there's people in the street, Yeah, you're glancing at the posting pole, and A on the map is actually the center of town, and it is a simple wooden gazebo. And, that's where they use it for public speaking and so forth. Just lost my window. Lonely Sword, would you like to make a perception check?
I see things.
Yes, you do. While you're listening to the music, you notice some movement right up along the roof line of the inn. And what you see
User
is
disconnected from your channel. User
Uh,
entered your channel.
We lost one and we gained one.
Sorry, guys. I crashed. I'm getting back in.
User entered your channel.
That's all right. But you see a couple of these creatures starting to come out. From
Sorry,
the
I left TeamSpeak for a moment accidentally.
Do we have a map for this?
No, it's the town map.
What the hell?
And I've got too many freaking windows open.
Well, I'm gonna yell a little warning and point at them and pull out my weapon.
And I have put them on the town map. Are you with us, Christoph?
I'm trying to get in. It's telling me I'm still in the game, so I'm
Okay.
figuring it out. Give me just a second.
Yeah, you're still in. You haven't. Your character's still there. You haven't timed out yet.
Yeah, I think I have to time out, or you have to boot him or something before I can join back.
You're not saying your character in the character window, right?
He
He can't
get
connect to the server at all.
Yeah, it won't let me connect. It says I'm already in game with that username.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just use a different username and have him release your character.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be good.
Okay. Yep, I'm connecting now. Should just be a second.
And while we're waiting, would everyone else like to roll for initiative?
Ugh.
Okay.
Who was it that wanted to fight?
Yeah, but I wanted a better initiative.
And does everyone know about the hot bar at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, I do.
I see it.
Let's say like rolling initiative. You can drag that dice from your character sheet down to one of those hot bar locations.
I always use F1.
I could just grab a D20.
No, you can't.
Based on my initiative bonuses, I can.
Yeah, but it won't actually put your initiative into the combat tracker if you just roll a d20.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And let's see, Darius
And I
is
can just press 1 and it'll auto roll it.
F1.
F1. Okay.
now. Anytime you make a change to your character sheet, like where your initiative would increase by 1, you do have to reset the shortcut.
Yeah, I put my skills that I use commonly down there, and I put initiative as F1. You can also just click them on the hotbar there, so you don't have to search for them in your skills list or wherever they are.
Okay, cool.
You can drag anything there that you can roll in the window. Anything. Attack rolls, damage rolls, anything.
And Control, Alt, and Shift, I'll bring up, 10 more different options.
Yeah, I actually play, one of my guys I play with is legally blind. He can only see a teeny tiny little bit, and he has everything hotkeyed. So he knows like attack roll, F2, damage roll, F3. He just says, do I hit every time he rolls attack?
That's pretty cool. Okay, Giant Sturge number 2 is up. And
How high are they?
give me just a second and I will answer that. Currently they're at the roof line, so let's say probably 20 feet.
All right.
Starting to realize I did not take a ranged weapon.
Hey, at least you have two hands, so you can use a ranged weapon.
You can throw knives.
Number 2 is gonna fly down to about 5 or 6 feet and try to bite Lonely Sword.
You don't say. Jeez.
He crit.
That's a nice way to open
not
the combat.
confirm.
Let's see if I can give the favor back to him.
And let's see. And you take 1 point of damage, which is actually lethal and not non-lethal.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
If they have a negative on their damage, it would be non-lethal.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like if their damage is like 1d4 minus 5 or something, or if it's like minus 2 and they roll a 1, minimum damage is 1 non-lethal if they roll negative.
Okay. Got it. Then yeah, with his dice roll, it was non-lethal. That explains so much now.
Yep. A lot of the smaller creatures can only do non-lethal, like cats and stuff.
Okay. However, let's see.
Like if he rolls a 4 and it's -3, he can deal 1 2 lethal.
And he does manage to grab onto you.
Mm-hmm. So we're both grappled.
You are both grappled.
Do you have the effect ult?
And that would be Lonely Sword.
What am I asking for? I don't have the effect ult. Why don't I have that effect ult?
Is everyone familiar with the effects box? In the top right hand corner, the little guy.
Yep.
If you click on it, it brings up standard effects that you can apply. And if you need custom effects, it's easy enough to add them there as well.
I just have mine built.
And Christoph, you are up.
These guys don't really seem worth wasting resources on.
Possibly not.
So I think I'm just gonna try to whack the one that is grappling Lonely. Or maybe I should probably just throw a bomb at the one holding Lonely Sword. Just take them both out. But instead, I'll.
By both, you mean me and him?
Yeah. Instead, I'll attack him with my glaive.
Because me and him are the only ones you would hit. The other guy's up in the air.
And I'll go ahead and use power attack. Oops, I forgot to target him.
No, I got it.
I'm gonna assume an 18 hits though.
Yes, it does hit.
If you forget to target them, you can drag the stuff from the chat window and drop it on them, which is what I did.
Oh,
there.
you can? I didn't know that. Thanks.
Yeah, and if you accidentally deal damage to someone, you can right-click on damage as well in chat window. You can click the negative value button, and it will reverse it into a heal, or if it's a heal, reverse it into damage. And then you can drag it again from the chat window now that it's different, and drop it on them to reverse the damage you dealt accidentally.
Interesting. Good to know. Thanks.
Okay, are you done?
I'm also extremely familiar with
Yep.
Sturgis, and you forgot to do his effect to me. Unless you're not doing that.
What effect did he apply?
He grappled me. They do con damage if they're grappling someone at the end of the turn. Sturges are extremely nasty at low levels.
Yeah, Lonely Sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're grappled.
Yeah, and if they end the turn grappling, they deal 1 point of con.
Oh, yes. You do take 1 point of con damage.
I wasn't sure if you were trying to be nice and not doing that part of it or not.
Actually, I didn't see it until after we hit, and I just figured I'd work it in next time.
Yeah, Sturges are nasty at low levels.
Summoning, on the combat tracker at the very bottom left-hand side, you see that little down arrow?
Yep, I just forgot to hit it.
Not a problem. And number one's gonna fly down as well. In there. And he's gonna try to take a bite at Christoph. And hits.
Christoph, don't you get an attack of opportunity with a glaive as it comes in?
Yeah, reach weapon.
Oh, you're too close to attack the other guy then. You should
Yeah,
be
I shouldn't have
square
stood
back.
there.
You're just leaving me up here to get drained.
There, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where I am on the very tiny map.
Tiny. Zoom in. Most will over the map and scroll.
There you go. Okay, that's where I should probably be.
Yeah, the mouse wheel will zoom you in and out, and when you're zoomed in, if you click on the little chevron in the bottom right corner, you can drag around the map.
You can also hold down your mouse button and drag the map around. And if you hold control, it will let you resize it without grabbing one of the corners.
Okay, handy. Okay. I mean, the Sturge can still swoop down on me. It just has to move over a square.
Yeah. And let's see. He did 1 point of non-lethal damage, and let's see. And you were able to shrug him off. And Lonely Sword, you're up.
Ah, finally. First things first, I'm going to take a swift action. Where is my blessing? My blessing disappeared. Huh. Okay, I'll have to remake that. Anyways, I'm using my blessing and gaining freedom of movement for 1 round. So grapple falls off.
Grapple falls off.
I don't know how my blessing got deleted.
And that would fall off of the Sturge as well.
Mm-hmm. And not happy with this Sturge, I'm going to take a swing at it with my kukri.
I see why you hide your face now.
Why?
With that roll.
Hey now. I'm level 1. I have no bonuses.
And we'll skip Darius since he's not in combat.
Darius doesn't get like his spider sense tingling? No, alright. Okay. I'm going to draw my greatsword, and the Sturge is right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so power attack.
If it makes you feel better, there was a beetle crawling across the desk and I smushed it with a book. So I had my combat.
How do I select the creature? Do I just left click on it?
Control and click on it.
Thank you.
Oops, did I do that?
Crit, but no confirm.
Okay, I thought. Okay, and then where's the damage roll?
Should be to the right of that. Like 2d6 plus
Do I
whatever.
just I have to drag that over to roll that too then separately?
Yep.
I didn't know if it did it all. Okay.
You just double click it in the chat window, or in your window or whatever.
14 points of damage.
No kidding.
I had to fix the power attack because I use a two-handed weapon.
No problem. And if you, yep. And Giant Sturge number 2 is just gonna take another bite out of Lonely Sword, and he misses.
Do you have your sword set up properly for the damage there, Vidigar?
Yeah, it does time and a half.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step and then swing at the Sturge.
Yes, you're questioning my only 16 strength.
Yeah, with the power attack on there, it should have been more, I thought.
I can't have dump stats. It's not in my nature unless my character fits me somehow. I actually have a decent wisdom.
Hey man, my stats are pretty good too. I'm 12, 18, 14, 12, 13, 8. I dumped one of them a little bit, but the rest of them are pretty good.
My damage isn't registering.
There it is.
Ooh.
Oh, just delayed. That's the right one.
And it falls to the ground. It's bleeding out.
And I'm done.
You never changed my initiative back. I hit it again by mistake. I'm at 12. Not one. You're also not talking.
Okay, there we go.
We're
And
just sitting here in silence.
number one's gonna take a bite and miss. And it's gonna fly over 5 feet. Now you're up.
Move over. Oh, you don't use lock tokens?
I can.
No, I was just wondering if you're not or not. I always hate counting it myself, but I can.
Before you roll, would you like to move back? Does everybody else know what lock tokens mean?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to lock tokens and we'll let Lonely Sword demonstrate moving when tokens are locked.
Alright, so when your tokens are locked, you click your token and you drag from it. So, see that little line there? That means I just drag there. That's showing the DM where I want to move. It's much more useful when you're moving farther distances because you can say, okay, I'm going to move there, I'm going to move there this way, and then take that step there and move down like that. And that's the
How
path.
do you change the change in direction?
Drag your thing from your character and make a line first.
Right.
So make sure you always drag to the center of squares as well because that's where you want to move to. So I don't see anyone dragging.
They probably can't until it's their turn.
No, I can drag them right now if I wanted to.
I can. I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the line.
Yeah, so drag it off, make a line there. Again, that was me dragging it to the left there. All right, now click it where you left it and pull it again. And you can move it in a different direction.
Okay.
I got it. Okay.
And then in the end, once you've made your move, I approve it and he moves.
I see. Okay. So it
Yeah.
waits for your approval. All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the other thing also is if you draw a line and you want to undo it, just drag from your character again and it will delete your whole line.
Cool.
Anyways, I'm going to move into flanking here. Let's take a swing at the Sturge. Hey, I hit. Minimum damage. I'm actually more of a tanky character than a damage character. I've just been having shitty rolls.
Okay, Darius is fighting the battle of cockroaches.
And winning.
Do you know how to apply flanking modifiers? There's two ways that we can do it. We can drag over an effect that gives you the +2, Or you can add +2 into the modifier box in the bottom left-hand corner.
I gave him blanking for now.
Yeah, I have like so how do oh, okay. So I don't have to change it. You did that.
Right.
Yeah, you make an effect for it like power attack, and you just click it when you get flanking.
Okay. So I don't have to add anything. You already did it.
Yeah, I did it already. So just make your attack, and you'll get the bonus.
Sounds good. And my power attack still seems to be in effect. I thought it would go away. I have to remove it. Okay.
Unless you put a duration on it, then it will stay there until you remove it.
Okay. You have to that D that
A lot of
brackets
people I
D1.
know actually prefer it that way because sometimes they forget to turn it on, and they really did want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll leave it on. I'll remember to remove it. All right. Well, I hope. All right. So we'll work with that. Okay.
And you get a nice solid hit.
Okay.
Oh, that's dying.
13.
And it
Yeah.
drops to the ground dead, and all the villagers are just in awe of how quickly you solved this threat.
Just a couple overgrown insects, nothing to worry about.
I can squish mosquitoes with the best of them.
Where did that come from?
All right, so you guys ready for the crypts now?
Do these things just come out of nowhere on a regular basis?
No, you're talking to the townspeople, and they're like, no, that was very strange. That's not something that happens a lot around here, as in never before.
Lonely Sword, you saw them first. Where did they come from?
As far as I know, just they were going along the roofs. I didn't see anything other than that, did I?
Why don't you make a perception check?
I did. It was a 23.
Oh, yes. Although that might be a sense motive. You kind of get the feeling that they were being drawn by the music.
Oh. I will turn around, point my kukri at the musician, and scream, "Jacques!"
They're like, what?
He was using the music to lure those beasts here.
The town folks start looking at the musicians, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm gonna go between buildings K and F and just look, try to like, I don't want to walk down the alley by myself. I want to go to like here and look down.
Okay, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You know, there's a little bit of, it's the typical alleyway.
All right. Okay. I'm not going back there alone, so. Oz knows better.
Okay, Darius, would you like to make a linguistics check?
Getting closer.
Yeah. You haven't cracked it just yet. Okay, guys, technically it's or not technically, it's 11 o'clock my time. On average, how long can you all play?
When I have
Uh,
work tomorrow, this is a good time. I'm off tomorrow, so it's up to the rest of the group.
I've only got another 7 or so hours.
Normally, it's not an issue. Tonight, I have somewhere I have to be in about 20 minutes, so I'll have to leave pretty shortly.
I've got to agree with you. Normally it's not an issue, but I've got a very busy early morning.
Oh well, if you have to go, it's really doesn't matter what the rest.
Oh, well, I was asking in general because most times, games don't stop when they're supposed to, and if everyone can, we can keep playing. But unfortunately, tonight is not one of those times.
No problem. I'll be
Generally,
able
I
to
have
tell
a
you
low
in the beginning of the
flexibility.
night, usually.
Okay. And someone else said something.
I just generally have a low flexibility, but yes, I don't really tonight either.
Okay.
I work all night, so I can play until 6. Another 6 hours.
Oh, must be nice. So anyway, great game. We'll pick up next week, same time.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Sounds good.
And
playing with you.
guys, I will have videos posted on the adventure log sometime tomorrow. And I don't get too detailed on typing them, but pertinent information that you should need to remember, I will put it in the logs there for you.
Cool.
Cool.
All
Enjoy.
right.
Winter,
Thanks.
can I just if you have like 5 minutes after the game, I just want to talk to you real quick.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We'll listen.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to. If you guys wanted to say anything, I didn't. It's just about traits because I didn't pick them yet. So I wanted to wait until after the session.
All right. I'm gonna run. Thanks, guys.
Uh,
Dude.
Yeah,
have a
User
great evening.
disconnected from your channel.
Be well.
Yeah, go ahead.
User disconnected from your channel.
Okay. You said one from Carrion Crown. So I was looking at Chance Savior, but I actually kind of wanted it to be the opposite way, where the professor saves me.